I'm Terri Davis live from the Hill.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Terri. I'm waiting all week for this.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Nice to see you. So do you have some questions for us?
How much practice did it take to win a Grammy? How much practice does it take to win a Grammy?
Well, it's different for everybody, you know, and sometimes you practice a lot and you don't win a Grammy, and it doesn't mean that you're not great.
Very true.
For me, it took about 35 years of practice.
How many
But
instruments,
I think you can ask Esperanza too. She has a different story.
how many years did it take you?
Well, I started playing music when I was 5, and last year I was 26. So that's 21 years. But Terri made a really important point that we don't practice to win awards. We practice because we want to do service to the music. So we practice really hard because it makes our lives better, and we have a lot of fun, and we get to make beautiful music that other people enjoy.
And I haven't won a Grammy. I'm on a Grammy-winning record with Terri Lyne, and Esperanza's on the same record. So I'm really excited about that. But I agree with what they said. You practice because you really love what you do, and you work hard at it to get better and better. And that never stops. You always continue to try to get better.
Even when you win a Grammy. You gotta keep practicing.
How many instruments do all of you play, and what's your favorite one?
Good question.
Go this way, maybe.
Well, I play piano, and that's really the only instrument I really play. And I know a little bit about the different instruments, and when you go to school, and I went to Pitt, I'm a graduate of the University of Pittsburgh. I learned about writing for different instruments, but my main instrument, the one that I play, is the piano.
My main instrument is the bass, but I also sing.
I just play the drums, that's pretty much it.
And compose.
Yes, I write.
So you know about other instruments.
I try to sing every now and then.
And she's a really great arranger. Both of these women are.
If you could do anything except for a career of music, what would it be?
Start.
That's a good question.
No. I think a lot of times when you love what you do, you really don't think about doing something else. That's why it's hard for us to answer that. I could fantasize about other things that seem exciting, but my passion is really with music, so I never have really thought too long about anything else. What about you guys?
That's a good one. I think I might study environmental studies. I'm interested in nature and biology and conservation, so maybe I go do something like that. But it's hard to imagine because music really is it's a full-time commitment.
And I'm really happy as a musician. I'm very fulfilled. I'm a mom, so I think that would be my exclusive thing to do if I had another way to do it.
Wow.
But I love being a musician, so I can't think of another career path.
Do you have any hobbies?
I have a hobby horse. No, I don't. I like to read a lot. That's my other hobby, which is something that's good as a hobby for me because we always travel. So all I have to bring is a few books, and I'm good.
I like to cook. And bartend, but we won't go there.
And I love to swim. I'm a big swimmer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, okay.
Who is your number one role model, and what did you learn from them?
Good question.
I have several role models. Jackie Jeanette was probably one of the people that was high on the list. He's a drummer. Played with Miles Davis and many, many people. But my role models, are varied. Sometimes it's your family. My dad is a role model in many ways. A lot of singers, people that were older than me that embraced me like a little sister. Like Bernice Johnson Reagan, who was the founding member of a group called Sweet Honey in the Rock, and Diane Reeves and Angela Davis, and people that I really appreciated what they were doing in society as well as whether it be music or education.
I would say to my family, my parents, and I'm a musician, but I also work in the academy, so I've had a lot of role models who are performers. Mary Lou Williams, who's a big role model, is one of the really important people for me. And I would say Herbie Hancock is another big role model. So they're different role models for the different interests that I have. Those are two major ones.
Yeah, again, family. Think of my mother as a major role model, and a musician that, even though I've met relatively recently, his body of work has been an example and source of inspiration. His name was Wayne Shorter, and his perspective on the purpose of music making, to me, is a really helpful guiding light that sort of comes back to what we said earlier about practicing, that the reason we're doing music is more of a necessity, more of a service, a giving, than to try to get something back. So we try our best to make beauty and value and share love and sincerity through our craft. That's why we practice so hard, to be able to transmit it truthfully. And it's good to remember, because there's so many other images of what entertainment and music is about, to get attention, to get money, or be popular. So it's really nice that we all have grown up with teachers and musicians that remind us the real reasons behind a life of music.
All right, one more question.
All right.
Why did you choose to do music?
Those are really good questions.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I don't know, for me, I think it chose me, because I don't ever remember doing anything else or wanting to, because I started at 5. You said 5 too, right? So I feel like it chooses you sometimes. I say you catch the jazz bug. And once you catch the jazz bug, it never leaves.
Agreed.
I would say too, I saw on television, I remember seeing Leonard Bernstein children's concert, and the piano was there, and the orchestra, and there was something about it that really just grabbed me. And then my parents, my mom and my dad, really saw my interest, so they got a piano for me, and a piano teacher, and they stayed really supportive of me through my whole development as a young person learning.
That's funny. I also saw someone on TV. I saw Yo Ma playing cello on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I said, I want to do that. Whatever that is. That's how I got into music. And at first, music was just for fun, like playtime. Like I would voluntarily go and just play because it was fun. And then as I got older, I got the jazz bug. And then nothing else gave me the same satisfaction. And I felt proud of myself when I practiced and I learned something. I felt really proud. And I felt like, wow, I can do that. And it was such a good feeling to not be able to do something, and then a couple days later to be able to do it and show it and share it, and people enjoyed it. And I think that really hooked me. It's such a satisfying feeling to make beautiful music. And I think that's what keeps it going.
And one of the things too that's so special about jazz is that it is really about people sharing. And I grew up in Detroit, so a lot of my mentors, they really spent time with me, when I was your age. Excuse me. And as I mentioned, I was here in Pittsburgh for about 5 years. Bless you.
Bless you.
And it's a really amazing community of musicians here that also mentored me. Nathan Davis is one of those people. And each place has a really special kind of, I think,
Bless you.
has a special community of musicians, each city. This lady's from Boston, and Esperanza's from Portland, and as I mentioned, I'm from Detroit. And each of these communities really embrace, much like what's happening for you here. You have a community that's really supporting your growth and your development. So this is a very special part of what jazz is about.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, ladies. I'm Terri Davis, and I'm live from the Hill.